Good morning, students. Now, remember that very sorry that I couldn't make it last week. We were discussing some alternative instrument with you all. Remember this chart, the first lecture we have done this class. Actually, we have done this chart. We are following this table only for your exams for the first three lectures for three syllabus contents. Now, basically, we are studying treasury bill, treasury bond, government instrument. So treasury bill is coming under money market instrument. That is a money market instrument. It will everything will go off within 1 week, 1 year. So treasury bill is for 3 months, 6 months, and 1 year. So treasury bond is basically a long-term instrument. It's more than 2 years. That is a capital market instrument. So and we were discussing some features of treasury bill. Remember, and treasury bill is basically just to recap what we have done. Treasury bill is basically issued by the government of Sri Lanka on behalf of issued by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka on behalf of the government. So when the government needs money from the public, so they issue. This is one of the instrument they issue to raise money from the public locally. Local in the sense now treasury bill is the currency is LKR. Now there is another instrument we heard and we discussed, not discussed, but we were telling SLDB, Sri Lanka Development Bond. So that is the instrument government takes money from the public or several eligible investors, dollars. So these are the only instrument government issues, central bank issues to raise LKR, rupees. Right? Short-term instrument, everything will go off within 3, 6, 1 year. That's maximum. So treasury bill is basically auction based. Every week you have auction. This we discussed. Every week you have auction. Generally, we have the auction on Wednesdays, and the settlement is on Fridays after 2 days. So treasury bill we normally called as risk-free rate. Why? When the government needs money, when the government takes money from wherever, so we presume that government is not defaulting, and government is not defaulting. Government pays whatever the dues on time, whatever the dues on time. So then we call this instrument as government treasury bill as treasury risk-free rate. Now we have done some features of the treasury bill. So liquid asset. So you can sell anytime. You can sell anytime, right? You don't worry about selling of treasury bill. Now there is a readily available market. Generally, we have online trading platform like shares. Shares, you basically speak to one of the share broker and you take it. So shares, you can see physically how the tradings are happening. But this treasury bill and treasury bond, now recently government has introduced an online platform. So generally, these online platforms are provided by Bloomberg. Bloomberg, in the sense, the worldwide, like Reuters, worldwide forex platform. Forex means foreign exchange platform, but they have a separate allocation for this Sri Lanka treasury bill and treasury bond as well. So you can do the online. So it is not much traded everywhere, every time. And you can't see that like shares or prices, you can't see the price movement each and every time. But there are some movements. You can see the movements when you have all the primary dealers are given this online platform as well. So apart from the online platform, we can use stock the government security brokers. You have a topic on brokers, share brokers, money brokers. So money brokers are the people who takes this responsibility to find the pricing. So they are these people. So if you want to sell treasury, say you are holding a treasury bill and you want to sell it, so you don't know who is the buyer. So basically, you tell one of the money market broker, then he will find the required buyer. So otherwise, if you have the system online, you can see who are the buyers. It's available. 3 months treasury bill, I like to buy it this much. So I can put my bid. So basically you can hit that bid if you are satisfied the selling rate. So those are the two methods available at the moment in Sri Lanka. So one is physically speak to one of the brokers, money brokers, and go to the online trading. So those are the things. Now, treasury bill is basically we treat as a risk-free rate by every week you government is giving how much government is willing to pay to take money. So obviously, these rates are basically a front line or the basically a raw material for the your FD rates. So why when the treasury bill rates are coming down drastically regularly, so you can't have the you can't give more rates to the public from your or the on your FDs. So you'll have to reduce it. So that is generally treasury bill and the FDs, there is a difference. Now, for example, now 1 year treasury bill, now it's trading at 5.66 last week. It has come down 1% compared to previous. So 5.56 is the 1 year treasury bill. Now, how much you pay for your FDs 1 year? Definitely more than that. We say 7.25. So what's the difference this? 5.66 and 7.25. So we say 7. So what is this difference? You pay more. Why? Now take NSB triple A rating, government owned, sole ownership is with the government. So why they pay more than the government treasury bill? So there is a risk involving. So if I see that my investment, if I my money is going to be invested at a riskier place, I need more high risk, high return. එහෙමනේ මට සල්ලි මගේ සල්ලි මම ගිහලා එක තැනක දානවා නැත්නම් බැංකුවක දානවා නම් ෆයිනෑන්ස් කම්පැනි එක දානවා නම් I'm asking, I'm expecting more from finance company. I'm taking a risk. Finance companies generally we take as a riskier. So how do you decide this? There's a question in your exam. How do you decide the riskiest? How to decide the risk? What is the measurement of risk? Now say there is a commercial bank we call A, and there is another finance company we call B. Finance company and the bank. So generally we call finance companies are riskier. So based on what only you decide. You're not an employee of finance company. You don't know what's happening inside. So then being outside, how do you decide the finance company is risky than the commercial bank? Whether one of the banks in Sri Lanka. So basically go by the rating. So ratings give us the independent opinion, the stability or the repayment of the debt of the particular institute. So it gives us a investor. It gives the investor the confidence that how much safe your money is. Now, generally now see, now you invest your money 1 year and another investment, you invest your money 2 years. Which one is riskier? Obviously 2 years is risky. So for tenor wise, there is a risk. When the tenor goes up longer, investor takes a risk. Shorter terms, we know that okay, everything will go off 1 year, then what I risk. But if I put my money for 5 years, I don't know what will happen after 2 years. I don't know what will happen after 3 years. I don't know what will happen after 4 years. So now I'm taking a risk. I have a doubt. 1 year, so if I put my money longer, perhaps I'm expecting more. That is a risk premium, maturity premium. So we'll be learning later how this pricing mechanism happens. Now, for the time being, just remember treasury bill and your FD. Even you are a triple A bank, even you are fully owned by the government, you pay more. Why? You are taking a risk. So if my money put your bank, triple A fully owned by the government bank, still I am taking a risk than the treasury bill, right? So obviously, how much you can get it when the bank is bankrupt? Only 600,000. Why? Deposit insurance. But the treasury bill, you can have the whole thing. So generally we call governments are not defaulters. So these are the features of the treasury bill. Liquid asset, it's a risk-free rate, a risk-free instrument. Those are things, right? 3612, we will be taking the pricing later, how this pricing happens. Only thing you have to remember, these are auction based. Who can be participate at this auction are we call primary dealers. So those are the things you have to keep in mind. Treasury bond is a long-term instrument. Similarly, it is not. It is a auction based, but not every week. You don't have every week treasury bond. So how does this treasury bond occur? How does this treasury bond auction happen? That is the requirement that depends on the requirement of the government. So the government thinks that we need to have a treasury bond longer term funds, then they issue. There are some tentative dates available on the website, central bank website, but it can change depending on the time, depending on the requirement, right? So generally, we can't see the frequency similar to treasury bill auctions of this treasury bonds. We don't have. We don't have. So treasury bill auction every week you have. So for a month there are 4, but treasury bond sometimes it may nothing. You don't have sometimes even a one treasury bond auction. That depends on the requirement of the government. It's a long term funding, right? It's a long term funding. So basically, it doesn't mean. Remember that the important thing is you have to keep in mind. So now I have money. I want to invest in treasury bond. If I go and ask, do you have 6 month? Do you have 1 year treasury bond? Can you say that no, treasury bonds are more than 1 year? You can't have 1 year treasury bond. No, you can. Why? Now see, we issue a treasury bill for 5 years. 5 year treasury bond we issued. අපි හිතන්නේ 2020 ඉෂුව කළා කියලා 5 year. හැබැයි මේ බොන්ඩ් එක ඉෂුව කළා 2025 වෙනකොට මේක මොකද්ද? 2025 අපි 2020 ජුලයි 1st ඉෂුව කරා. 2025 ජුලයි 1st වෙනකොට මේක 5 year complete. මම මේක ගිහිල්ලා අහනවා කෙනෙක්ගේ මේ treasury bond එක තියෙනවා 2024 ජුලි 1 වෙනිදා. Do you have a 1 year treasury bond? 5. You have 1 year treasury bond? Yes, I have. Only remaining maturity period is 1 year. So it depends. It necessarily not. It does not necessarily require. Should be more than 2 years. But generally, we call it. Why it's a long term? It's a capital market instrument. It will not go off within 1 year. So generally, it is more than 1 year. That's the theory background. But you can have it more than less than 1 year. You can have a 3 months treasury bond. You can, depending on the requirement and the availability. Right? It is so. Now, so the 2039 is the present, the longest tenor treasury bond at the moment. Now, what's happening to treasury bill rate, treasury bond, treasury bill rates, government security rates? Now, government security rates are drastically coming down. So the amount government takes from the public, the rate amount take from the public came down. So what is the indication given to us? Government does not pay more. Now 2019 January, 1 year treasury bill was sometime 9%, 950 level. It was there, more than 8. Now it's 6%, 5.66. We say 550. 550 is 3 months treasury. Now drastically, treasury bill rates, government security rates came down. So when the policy rate of the country reduced, policy rate means we have learned this SDF and SLF, standard deposit facility, which is at the moment it's 5.5%, and SLF, that is standard lending facility. What are these two rates? SDF is what? Earlier we had repo and reverse repo. අපේ රටේ තියෙන policy rate කිව්වහම if the examiner asks you what policy rates, SDF and SLF, right? I have given you a term sheet. Remember that it explains everything. Presently it is at 5.5. Now what does it mean SDF 5.5? Anything excess among the banks, commercial banks, end of the day they can put this excess money in the central bank. What's the rate they pay? Who are they? Central bank pays the bank 5.5% per day. That is annual rate, but you invest today, you deposit today, and you can have the money tomorrow. That is overnight deposit, right? So you take money. Otherwise, you can have a longer term. Right? Generally, we go by the overnight. We don't know what is the cash requirement for banks tomorrow. So basically, you excess money without keeping idling, you invest in treasury central bank, deposit treasury in the central bank at 550. That is SD. Now say if the banks want money, they don't have money. Sometimes there are things happening. Why you take deposit from the public? You take deposit from the depositors, but you don't keep anything in the drawers. But you should keep how much? At least 20% in your drawers. At least 20% you have to maintain liquid asset ratio. Why? To meet the sudden requirement of cash. Sudden requirement. So we think 20% is more than enough. 20% it does not necessarily keep in cash form. It can be now this is treasury bill, treasury bond is also liquid instrument. Why? You can sell anytime. You can sell anytime. You can realize money. And there are some liquid instrument, liquidity for you to take for calculation of liquidity liquid asset ratio. Liquid asset ratio is 20%. Anything you have, you take rupee deposit, you have to keep 20% with you, right? 20%. It's a liquid asset ratio. Government has reduced SRR. Remember, so all these economic fundamental factors, we should have a kind of idea the impact to the economy. Why examiner is asking, examiner is testing. So basically, we as bankers or we are financial market operators, we are working in the financial market. We should know the fundamentals of economic indicators. Now, central bank has reduced SRR by 2%. It was at 4%. Now they have reduced by 2%. What is the impact? When the central bank has reduced the SRR, what is the impact for the economy or the banking sector? So the banking sector generally has liquidity, right? Generally has liquidity. So with this 2% reduction, liquidity has gone up by how much? 115 billion. So each bank has a liquidity inflow. So anything you earn, anything you take as a rupee deposit, you have to keep now 2% in the central bank. Now only 2%. Earlier it was 4%. So the amount you keep set aside in the central bank has reduced. 100ක් ගත්තා නම් මම ඩිපොසිට් එකක් ඉස්සර මම 4ක් තියනවා. නමුත් මම දැන් තියන්නේ කීයද? 2යි. So you have then how much? Earlier you had 96 in your hand. I 100ක් ගත්තාම 4ක් තියන්න එපා. 4ක් තියන්න ඕනේ. දැන් මම 100ක් ගත්තාම මම තියන්න ඕනේ 2යි. දැන් I have 98ක්. So I can lend more. Why? I have 98. ඉස්සර මට තිබේ 96. Then I would have I can lend 96 earlier. Now I can lend another 2. 98 then must lend කාන්න පුළුවන්. I have. So government needs to encourage more lending. For you to lend, you means for banks to lend, they should have money. So now they have money. Now they can lend. The only problem is whether there is a credit demand. That is also important. So even I have money, even I am willing to sell, I am even willing to give loans as bank. There should be people to borrow. The attitude or the people sentiment is not to borrow at this particular time. So no point. Right? So what happened? Then the lending portfolio has not increased in the banking sector. So what will happen? This excess money. They have excess money. So I have excess money. I am a bank. I have excess money. I need to lend. හැබැයි මිනිස්සුත් නෑ ගන්න lend. මම සල්ලි දෙන්න කැමතියි. මම lend කරන්න කැමතියි. I have money. There are no borrowers. So what do you do with this money? So I'm looking for some investment opportunities. I mean, I can't keep this money as idle. So what are the investment opportunities I have? What are the investment opportunities banks have for their investments? So bank can invest in where? Government treasury bill. Now government treasury bill, treasury bond has come down drastically. They can invest in share market. They can invest various other instruments. Now all these investment instruments yield, the percentage has come down. Return on investments have come down. So only option is to lend. But if the lending is not happen, so with this excess, where do you keep this excess? Obviously, again go back to the central bank at 5. So a lot of banks have excess liquidity. If the banks have not lending, if the borrowers are not there to take money, so then there is excess money obviously will be deposited again at 550 in the central bank window. So then now can you do this? Can you do some investment in shares? It's a risky business. Some banks have, but it's a risky business. Right? We don't know what will happen. Treasury bill, treasury bond, also ample of investment banks have done, but the rates have come down. Very, very low rates now. No point of now. How much now? Say 1 year, 5.66 you are earning by investing treasury bill 1 year. How much you pay for earn this money? The cost of fund. You take money from the depositors 7%. Hatak dilarang, can you put it at 550? Useless, no? It's a loss. So then you should have kind of investment. So that's why banks are reducing the lending. The deposit rate. So treasury bill rates coming down means obviously it gives a signal to the banks. Okay, Jamdu, this is the time for you to reduce your deposit rates. No, banks have reduced. Almost all the banks have reduced deposit rates equivalent to the in line with this policy rate reduction and government security reduction. Now see, now there is no any rocket science. So how the banks takes decision to reduce their deposit rate is based on this only. When the policy rate reduce, obviously you'll have to take a decision. It's up to you to take a decision, right? But generally, it should be when the government security markets reducing, it gives a signal, okay, this is the time for you to think to reduce your deposit rate. So then you take there is a ALCO, Asset and Liability Management Committee, every bank has. So they take decision to reduce the interest rate. Now, if you go and see your bank's websites, you can see January and the present interest rate, how much they have reduced. So within this 6 month time, how much they have reduced? Drastic reduction. Right? People are complaining. So there are people who live based on the interest, deposit interest. So they're actually losing. They're actually using now. There is no taxes on. There is no withholding tax on deposits interest. Right? There is no tax. Withholding tax interest has been lifted, but only thing there is a withholding tax portion for the non-resident. The non-resident opening a rupee account in Sri Lanka, they are liable to tax subject if they earn more than 250,000 rupees per month. So that restriction is there. And non-resident, the foreigners, not the non-resident, but non-citizens, they are anyway liable to tax. If the foreigner opens a rupee account here, they are liable to tax for 5%. Otherwise, non-resident also liable to tax their rupee account, provided that they are earning more than 250,000 rupees per month. So otherwise, they can give a declaration. So then they won't be charged. So Sri Lankans who are living in Sri Lanka, they don't have any withholding tax on the deposit income. Right? So anytime you can sell this, and also the treasury bills gives treasury bond gives us a signal, gives the bank a signal to take a decision on their deposit products and loans product. Obviously, now if I talk about deposit product, when you reduce the deposit products, obviously you have to reduce the lending. That is, the deposit and loans go in hand, right? When the deposit rates goes up, lending rate also should go up. When the deposit rate comes down, lending rate also should come down. The government intention is what? To having more liquidity to encourage the lending, and government they are giving the liquidity to encourage the banks to lend, and maybe I think they are reducing the interest rate. So lending at a lower price. That's the intention. So everything now all these decision now see all these decision even අපි මේක හිතුවේ නැති වුණාට even we don't feel so even we don't consider but everything has a fundamental economic impact. So I told you, that's why I told you, we as a young people, you all are young people. I have seen your TVs and everything. You all are young people. You should know what's happening around you. Especially you should know what's happening around Sri Lanka. Economic fundamentals. So what will happen this economy? The මොකද්ද economy when exchange කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? I mean exchange is coming down. මොනවා වෙයිද ඉස්සරහට? People are saying now the exchange is to be depreciated. මේකම වෙයිද? So you should have a kind of sense. Now එහෙම වෙයිද කියලා අහුවාම එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා කියන්න there should be reasons. නෑ එහෙම වෙනවා කියලා කියන්න අපි කියන exchange එක 195යි කියලා. You should ask, so why do you say so? There should be a base for that. So every fundamental economic decision, there is a base. Every fundamental decision, there is a base. Every fundamental decision. So almost all the decision you take, there is a fundamental decision and fundamental things. Right? So there is a chain effect also. Now, example, when you reduce a country's interest rate to have more lending, right? Rates are going, obviously, people are there. If the people willing to buy, they can borrow at lower rate. When the country's interest rate reducing, your deposit rates reduce, government security rates also reduce. The people who are outside, foreigners who are willing to come to Sri Lanka as investment in government securities, treasury bill, treasury bond can be purchased by foreigners. So they don't come. Why? Rates have come down. So then foreign funds are not coming. So see the difficulties to take a decision. So all these fundamental economic fundamentals are hand in hand. All these fundamentals are hand in hand. It's very, very important for you to take a decision based on you have to consider everything before you take a decision. So all these economic fundamentals are interconnected, right? So you can't take a decision isolatedly. So you take a decision. So what is the foremost thing? What is the important thing for you at the moment to have more lending? So then you reduce the rate and you increase the liquidity. That's what government has done it. But you can have the later. But there is impact to the treasury exchange rate. Right? The foreigners are not coming to Sri Lanka to invest in government treasury bill and treasury bond. That impact is anyway there. Right now. Government security, treasury bill, treasury bonds also we treat as a liquid instrument. Why? You can sell it. Again, the two methods. You can tell either one of the money brokers to sell. I have a treasury bond, I need to sell. Then he does the price discovery. And also you can use the online platform, Bloomberg online platform to sell. So the two methods are available. It depends, right? Now there are some features which are not there in the treasury bill. Why? Treasury bill is a short-term instrument, treasury bond is a long-term instrument. Treasury bill is a money market instrument, treasury bond is a capital market instrument. It's a more than one, generally we think. So the features of there is a word called coupon. Now treasury bonds are very similar to your bank issue instrument. Which one? Debentures. Debentures and treasury bonds are equally the same. Only the difference is what? Issuer. The person who issues is only the difference. Only the difference. But there was a question in your exam. Generally, what is the frequency of interest payment of treasury bond? Now I told you almost similar. Treasury bill and debenture. And there was a question, almost similar in the sense the issue is the difference, right? Issue. Treasury bonds are issued by the central bank on behalf of the government. Debenture are issued by the anybody, any corporates, any banks, anybody. So question was generally what is the frequency of interest payment of treasury bonds? There is a slight difference. Now government securities interest payment is happen every 6 months. සමහර බැංකු ඉෂුව කරන සමහර ෆයිනෑන්ෂල් ඉන්ස්ටිටියුෂන් ඉෂුව කරන ඩිබෙන්චර්ස් අවුරුද්දකට පස්සේ interest payment can be annually, interest payment can be quarterly, interest payment can be monthly, but treasury bonds always interest payment, interest payable is at 6 month time, semi-annual. It's always. So if you say always, you don't change it. But treasury bond, it can be. So the basically issue is the main difference, but there are some slight differences like this, right? Now treasury bond, I showed you the recent government treasury bill, treasury bond announcement. I think I have given to them. You will be receiving this. So there you can see a lot. So we will be discussing the features of the treasury bill advertisement and the treasury bond advertisement. When the government publish, I told you, so generally treasury bill advertisements published in newspapers Mondays. So Mondays, every paper you can have treasury bill advertisement. So the Wednesday we have the auction, right? So generally the coupon rate is there, but in treasury bills we don't have coupon. අද මම treasury bill එකක් මට ගන්න ඕන 10000කට මම යනවා බැංකුවට මම ගිහලා කියනවා 10000 treasury bill එකක් ඕනේ මොකද කරන්නේ? So the බැංකුව ආයෙත් දෙනවා treasury bill එකක්. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඉස්සර treasury bill එකක් 10000ක මට ගන්න ඕනකම තිබුණා නම් මම මගෙන් බැංකුව ඉල්ලන්නේ 9000යි example only, right? Why? 9000ක් දෙන්න මම ඔයාලට අපි 3 months treasury bill එකක් කියලා බැංකුව කියනවා මට ඔයා 9000ක් දෙන්න මම ඔයාලට 3 months ගියාම 10000 දෙන්න. That is how it happens. The FD එක දාන්න ගියාම අපි 10000 කරන් ගියාම do you ask only 9000 or 8500? No, you take the entire 10000. අරගෙන after 3 months time, if it is a 3 months FD, you pay whatever the amount plus the interest. That's the normal thing. එතකොට 10000 නම් 10000 plus interest, we say 11000. Deposit against the 11000 after 3 months. But treasury bill, you get 10,000 only after 3 months time, but the bank takes only 9,000. So see the difference. So this is sir bank 10,000 but the fundamental has not been changed. The discounted instrument, treasury bill, but treasury bonds are not like that. Treasury bonds you can have the similarly FD. You can have the whole amount. You can have it. Treasury bill, treasury bond. Treasury bill, discounted instrument, interest is paid upfront. Then 9,000. Interest is paid upfront. But 10,000 what hambe. So interest is paid upfront. Discounted instrument. Right? There is no coupon. මාස 3 ඇතුළත ඔයාලට මේ මාසේ ගානේ මං ඔයාලට යම්සි ගානක් ගෙවන්න. No, there is no such thing. But if you issue a 5-year treasury bond or a debenture, every 6 month time or annually, you can have a coupon. You can have interest. Depends on the frequency of interest payment. So the treasury bonds have the feature of coupon rate, which is not there in the treasury bill. See the difference. Treasury bill always trading at a discount. Always trading at a discount. What does it mean? That මම අද රුපියල් 100ක් ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න ගියා නම් බැංකුව මගෙන් ගන්නේ 9යි. the discount. The discount instrument. හැබැයි treasury bond එක මම invest කරන්න ගියාම ඒ මම වගේ ළඟ රුපියල් 100ක් තියෙනවනේ. Sometimes I have to pay 110. seller කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. මේ bond එක විකුණන්න කැමති 110ට. හැබැයි 100 bond එක 110ට විකුණන්න කැමති. Yes, possible. සමහර bonds තියෙනවා මම ගන්නවා 100ටම. සමහර bonds තියෙනවා මම ගන්නවා 98ට. Why I have taken this 100? Generally in Sri Lanka, nominal value of a particular instrument or treasury bill or a debenture or treasury bond, not treasury bond and debenture, par value is 100. Treasury bill is a par value is 100, but it's always discounted instrument trading at a discount. Always at a discount, right? Always at a discount when you do the pricing. So then examine the treasury bill treasury bill invest කරන්න යනකොට ඒකේ pricing හැවුවොත් එම you can't have more than the investment amount. It's wrong. You don't pay. So you can understand later. රුපියල් 100ක treasury bill එකක් නම් ඔයා කීයටද ගන්න කියලා ඇහුවොත් එම you can't have 110. No, it's wrong. The answer is wrong. But treasury bond එක ගන්න 100 bond එක 160ට ගන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා අහුවම yes, that's possible. So the treasury bonds are trading at par, treasury bonds are trading at discount, treasury bonds are trading at premium. All these three. But treasury bills are trading at only at discount, right? Only at discount. Only at discount. So we'll be learning later how this pricing. Then you can easily understand. You can easily understand how this mechanism. So only thing for the time being, just keep in mind, treasury bills are trading at the discount. Treasury bonds are trading at premium discount to par. That's the general pattern, right? And then again we will move into shares. Shares also we discussed. Shares we can have it later, right? And this is also another type of preference shares. Will become when we're doing the shares. I have given the overview of shares, right? So we'll be coming later in detail how do we do this, right? And this also coming later with the shares. And what I want to tell you is now this one. See, treasury bill. And this is how the treasury bill pricing happens. Nominal value is always 100. Always 100. Always 100. Treasury bill is always 100. Right? Now, so I can show you the nominal value is always 100, right? 1 plus R B 364. This R. And so in this particular example, yield is 6%. This is 6%, and this is 100. So only difference is this. Only difference is now see instead of 6%. Now this is 3 months, right? This is just 6% into 3 months. We take always not 90 but 91. 91 days, 364. Right? This is how you do this. So when you divide 100 by this, so always you have less than 100. Answer is always should be lesser than 100. So that's why I told you this is a discounted instrument. So answer is always below 100. So how to do this? Shall we calculate this? This is the pricing calculation of treasury bill. Now say you want to invest 100, you have 100 with you. Now you go to the bank and asking, but only 3 months treasury bill are gone. So the bank will, our amount 6% will then. So we told you we have learned in Sri Lanka. Now, mama, if I take I have 100. Bank will, na mama make then anu water then till a bank will, then I can understand. So I am paying 98. After 3 months, then I am getting 100. Anu attack bang ada givano 100 mata 100. Then I can understand. But if the bank says, okay, mummy, then what 6% gold? What does it mean? We can't take a decision on that by percentage wise. So 6% gold then also then mama the price say but again mama 100 price say get asuwada anuwada. So he says only 6%. So then you have to calculate what is the pricing rupee value. So we are doing this. In Sri Lanka, government securities, we always go by the yield. This is yield, the percentage, right? Percentage. So then how do you calculate? First you calculate this. It's 6 divided by 364 into 90. It's here. Here it's 1 plus 1 plus 0.015. This is a percent. So divided by 100. Okay. So then 100 divided by 1.01. So 100 divided by 1.015 means what? The answer is always at a discount. It's always at a discount. So the answer is, so I am buying. So I am taking this particular instrument. We have done this. So question number 1. Example, for 3 months, 91 treasury bill with now we have done the first question. If for 3 months treasury bill, 3 months means 91. Now examiner can ask. Now examiner can give you particular different days. It can give you if for 91 days, if for 90 days, if for 80 days. That's possible. So then after other 2020 ජුලි අද 2020 අපි කියමුකෝ ජූනි 28 කියලා. ඒතර අද සෙෂන් විලක් ඉෂුව කරනවා නම් මේක අප මැච් වෙන්නේ ජූනි 28 ජුලයි ඕගස්ට් සෙප්තැම්බර්. ඕගස්ට් 28 කියලා මම ට්‍රෙෂරි බිලක් කියලා මේ particular bill එක. ඔයාලගේ තියෙනවද 1 month වලින් මැච් වෙන ට්‍රෙෂරි බිලක්. So you can sell this. So then ඒතර ඔයාලට මේක 30 days වලට හදන්න පුළුවන්. You can have it. You can have it, sir. So I'm just taking an example. If it is 3 months, so only the date can be changed, right? In this particular formula, rate and the date are variables. Nominal value is always 100, right? 1 won't change, 364 won't change. R, that is rate, yield, date, and we change, right? Similarly, the other questions are also the same. So what I want to tell you is, see the answer. Shall we do the second question as well? 185, 650. 182 days, 650. 182 days, 650. See, same thing. Make a විතරයි you change. It's 50%, 182 days. So then what's the pricing now? 6.5 divided by 100 into 182 divided by 364 plus 1. So then you have 1.1 1.0325. So the 100 divided by 1.0325, answer is 9685. So see the two answers. You pay today 9685. After 6 months time, you'll be receiving 100. That's the interpretation. Right? You pay 9852 today. After 3 months time, you will be receiving 100. That's the interpretation. You pay 96. So bank asks 96. Okay, මට 96 85 දෙන්න. මම ඔයාලට මාස 6කට පස්සේ 100ක් දෙන්න. Right? 95 85 මට දැන් දෙන්න මම මාස 6කට පස්සේ ඔයාලට 100ක් දෙන්න. 98 52 the early answer. 3 months on 91 days තිබ්බම answer එක මේකනේ. 98 දෙන්න 98 සත 52ක් දෙන්න මාස 3ක් ගියාම මම ඔයාලට රුපියල් 100ක් දෙන්න. That's the interpretation, right? That's the interpretation. So when you have more, අත තිබ්බොත් එහෙම you have a lesser. අට තිබ්බොත් එහෙම you have a lesser amount. Will be coming later that there is a relationship between price and the yield. Price and the yield. There is a relationship. There is a negative relationship between yield and the price. When the yield goes up, this should come down. This is the relationship we'll be learning later. It's a very, very important relationship. The examiner has not tested so far this relationship. I don't know. I don't know. They will test it. This has been there for them to test. Why? Very, very important relationship. When the interest goes up, yield goes up, price should come down. If I buy now, say now you are the buyer of this particular instrument. Mamam gatta 650 masa 6කට bila. So I have invested. How much? Take only one. 96 85ට මම මේක ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරා. 85යි 96 85 මම දුන්නා. 100ක් මට මාස 6කින් හම්බ වෙනවා. Today I made the investment 28th of July. මම දැන් මේක තියාගෙන ඉන්නවා මාස 6ක් යනකම්. ඒ මාස 6කට පස්සේ මට රුපියල් 100ක් හම්බ වෙනවා. අද ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරේ 96 85. Somebody is asking and somebody coming and asking, ඔයාලා මේ feasibility නේද? ඔයා කැමති දෙයක විකුණන්න. ඔයා කැමති මේක විකුණන්න කියලා he is asking me. මට තිබුණේ මට සල්ලි ටිකකුත් තිබ්බනම් හොඳයි මාස 6ක් යනකම් මට මේක බලාගෙන ඉන්න ඕනෙත් නැහැ. මම මේක විකුණුවනම් හොඳයි මම මේක ගත්තේ දැන් මේ හිතනවා දැන් මේක මම I am investing in today 28/6. Now this guy comes to me and asks අපි කියමුකෝ මෙයා ආයෙත් තව මාසෙකින් විතර. මෙයා එනවා මේ 30 වෙනිදා ජූලි 30 වෙනිදා වගේ ආවිලා වගේ අහනවා. නිකන් මම take example on the date. ජූලි 30 වගේ ජූලි මාසේ දවසක ඇවිල්ලා අහනවා ඔයාලගෙන් බිල තියෙනවා කියලා මට ආරංචියක් ආවා මේ එදත් අපි දැක්කා මේවා මේක විකුණන්න කැමතිද කියලා. ඒ සාස්කින් මේ නැතේ බ්‍රෝකර් කෙනෙකුට කියන්න පුළුවන් යාට ගන්න ඕන but example එකට ඔයාලගෙන් බිල තියෙනව නේද? ස්පෙෂල් බිල ඔයා මේ ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න මාසෙකට කලින් මම කැමති ඔයාගේ බිල ගන්න. මම හිතනවා ඉතින් මේක මට විකුණන්න ඕනේ නා. so okay මම කැමති මේක විකුණන්න ඔයා කීයටද ගන්නෙ? අහනවා නේද? එයා අහනද ඔයා කීයටද මේක විකුණන්නේ කියලා. Then I have taken this purchase this particular instrument 1 month ago. Hey, then mummy then ඉන්නේ 7යි තිය right? මේ ගත්තේ අද. දැන් මම අද දවසේ තමයි මෙයා ඇවිල්ලා අහන්නේ මාසෙකට පස්සේ. So how much interest all the things have added to this within 1 month period? We don't know. We don't know. So general people can't calculate this thing. Then bank වැඩ කරන කෙනෙක් නම් මේක දන්නවා ඉතින් calculate කරලා මෙහෙම හදන්න. දැන් you all know now how to calculate. But general people, do they know? They don't. They don't. They don't know. So then how does he decide? How he takes a decision? Whether is it profitable for me to sell at this price? How do you say? There is no price available. I told you there is no price. Which one is available? Only the yield. Bank what is the remaining maturity period? Then I have invested today. Masa hayak කියන්නේ කවුද ඒතකොට ජූනි 28 ජූලි ආගෝස්තු සැප්තැම්බර් ඔක්තෝබර් නොවැම්බර් දෙසැම්බර් මේක ඉවර වෙන්නේ කවද්ද 28 දෙසැම්බර් හරිද මාස 6 එහෙමනේ මේක ඇවිල්ලා අහන්නේ කවදද මගේ ජූලි 30 ඇවිල්ලා අහනවා ඔයා මේක ගන්න කැමතිද ඔයා මේක විකුණන්න කැමතිද කියලා after 1 month remaining maturity period ඒතකොට මේක මාස 5 බිලක් දැන් මාසයක් ගිහිල්ලා generally treasury bills are 3 months 6 months 1 year okay this is 5 month bill possible yes possible මාස 6ක් කියන්නේ issue කරපු දවස් ඉඳලා දැන් මේක ඇවිල්ලා ඉලුවොත් එහෙම November 1 month treasury bill can it be traded of course treasury bond උත් මෙහෙමයි 5 year bond issue කරාට අවුරුදු දෙකකට පස්සේ is it a 5 year bond no it is a 3 year bond like that. So we always go by the remaining maturity period. Remaining. Now the remaining maturity period is how much? How many months? From 30th April, from 30th July. It's a 5 months, right? Not 6 months. Original maturity is 6 months. That's true. Remaining maturity period is 5 months. Now, when you calculate the treasury bond, that's a very lengthy calculation, very crucial calculation, not like this. Treasury bond calculation are little cumbersome, right? So we always take, you should always take the remaining maturity. The examiner can give this is a 5-year treasury bond. About 5-year treasury bond, now he's asking, then you know, you should know the 3-year treasury bond. So then your calculation, your pricing should be based on 3 years. Here also the same. You can't pay 6 months. Why? This is only remaining maturity period is 1 month, 5 months. So then how do you decide? So you are the seller. You are here. So you are here. Then you have to decide, should I sell this particular bond? How much bond sell karanda kila balanawana? So now I have to check what? What is the price? හරි මම එනම් ඔයා මේ ගන්න කැමතිද හරි පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න මම මේක කීයකද යන්නේ කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් මම බලලා එන්නම් මාකට් එකේ එයා බලනවා මෙදා දවසේ ඉෂුව කරපු මාස 6 බිල් දැන් කීයටද ට්‍රේඩ් වෙන්නේ බලන්න පුළුවන් why is the tradable instrument මේ බිල විතරක් නෙමෙයි ඉෂුව කරන්නේ government how much they also I show it to you the advertisement billions මේවා ඉෂුව කරනවා ඒත් දැන් ඔයා නියම චෙක් කරලා බලන්න කායි හරි බ්‍රෝකර් යාළුවෙක්ගෙන් අහලා මචං මේක මේ බිලක් මෙහෙම is asking so what is the price going at issued on this particular day 6 month treasury bill so generally there's a word called ISIN international security identification number this is available in the treasury bill application so by looking at this ISIN only we take decision right and on the maturity date on the maturity date අපිට හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් කොහොමද මේ particular bond එක කියලා I'll show it to you later right ඒ කියන්නේ මේ particular instrument එක කොහොමද හොයාගන්නේ කියලා කියන්නේ on the maturity date only 2028 December sorry 2020 December 28 mature වෙන 6 month වල treasury bill කිව්වම only මේ bill විතරනේ වෙන bill තියෙන්න පුළුවන් බෑ මේ 100 වුණාට මේකේ billions ගණන් තියෙන්න පුළුවන් billion හැබැයි කවුරුහරි ඇහුවොත් එහෙම 2020 12 මැචුවර් වෙන 6 month treasury bill කිව්වොත් එනේ මේකත් එකට ඇතුළත්ද නැද්ද ඇතුළත් මේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් pricing check කරනකොට broker කෙනෙක්ගෙන් හරි 2020 12 maturity එකේ treasury bill එකේ price එක කීයද කියලා තමයි අහන්නේ. අයිද මේක විතරනේ තියෙන්නේ. මේකත් ඒකට ආයිතිය ගන්නේ. 2020 12 ඉෂුව කරපු 6 month treasury bill තියෙන විදිය නැහැ නේ. මේක හෙට ඉෂුව කරන්න. 29 27 වෙන්නත් බෑනේ. right? one day difference. 2020 mature වෙන 2020 12යි 28 mature වෙන 6 month treasury bill තියෙන්න ඕනේ මේක විතරයි. මේක විතරයි කියලා කියන්නේ මේ particular bill එකත් ඒකට අයිති but මේක ලොකු amount එකකින් පොඩි කැලලක් විතරයි. That is how you interpret. That is how you give the මොකක්ද විකුණන්න තියෙන ගැහුවොත් එහෙම you give it only the maturity. Otherwise you can give ISIN. International Security Identification Number. But generally we give this maturity date. එතකොට broker ට හොයාගන්න පුළුවන් මේ bill trade වෙන්නේ කියලා. දැන් මේ bill trade වෙන්නේ කියලා you ask from the broker. Now you are the seller. broker කියනවා මේක දැන් නම් යන්නේ 5%. දැන් නම් යන්නේ 5%ට කියලා කියනවා. යන්නේ 5%ට කියලා කියනවා. මම මේක සිරියක් දන්නේ නැහැ but I'm confused. No, I'm asking the price. I paid 96.85 මේ මාසෙකට ඉස්සලා දෙවියන්ගේ මම ඉන්නේ මෙතන ඉන්නේ. එතන මම මට ඕනේ price එක කියන්නේ මම දන්නේ නැහැ මට මේක ඕනේ නැහැ rate එකද මට ඕනේ මේක මට විකුණන්නයි ඕනේ මට සල්ලි එන්නේ rate එක I'm not worrying about the rate. I'm asking the price. I'm asking the price. Now see. But in Sri Lanka, we go by rate. So when you have the rate, now you know to calculate the price. What do? You have learned now. Instead of putting 650, you just take 650, 5%, trading at 5. And also instead of 182 days, you take the remaining maturity period. Remaining maturity. අපි කියමු හරියටම 30 ඉඳලා 28 වෙනකන් days බලන්න ඕනේ කීයද කියලා. අපි roughly හිතමුකෝ මාසයක් ගියාම තියෙන එක කියලා. 152යි. තව තියෙනවා 152ක් දවස් මට මේක mature වෙන්න 7:30 ඉඳලා right? Exactly you have to calculate right? Exactly you have to calculate. Yeah, for the time being we හිතමු. Now you calculate this. Now you calculate. Here pahagani. What I calculate करना, but this is how it happens, right? Here pahagua, what happened? You may miss. This what actually happened. Then you calculate and you take the price. How much like price you get? You can see this. When you calculate this by putting 5%, ඉස්සලා 650 දාලා 182 දීපුවම we get this. හරි? 96 85 ඉස්සලා අපිට හම්බුනේ originally. දැන් මම මේක විකුණන්න යනවා. ඔයා චෙක් කරපුවා 5% කියලා කියනවා මාකට් එකේ broker මේක යන්නේ trade එක. Remaining maturity 152. Now the price how much? මට පහේ කතාව මට වැඩ නැහැ. You tell me the price. දැන් ඔයා මෙතන ඉගෙන ගන්න you know how to do the pricing. 94 තමයි දැන් යන්නේ කියලා ඔයාගේ අපි ඔයාගේ තාත්තා කියලා. ඔයා අම්ම මේක විකුණනවා you tell ඔයා නෑ අම්ම මේක දැන් යන්නේ 5 කියන්නේ don't worry. මම මේක ඉගෙන ගන්න දිනවා මම මේක calculate කරලා කියන එක දැන් කියලා කියද 94 යන්නේ. You purchase 96. Now selling at 97. Are you selling? You purchase මොකක් හරි භාණ්ඩයක් ඔයා purchase කළා 96 85ට. දැන් මේක විකුණන්න ඔයා ඉන්නවා. කියලා මේක විකුණන්න කියලා කියන්නේ 97යි 96ට විකුණනවා. Do you sell? Are you making a profit? Of course. 96ට ගත්ත එක මම 94ට විකුණනවා. හැබැයි දැන් මොකක්ද බඩුවක් භාණ්ඩයක් දැන් අපි ගත්තාම මේක ගත්තාම 96ට ගත්ත එක 94 මේක මම 96ට ගත්තේ 94 මේක විකුණන්න කවුරුද කැමති කියලා අහුවොත් මම මේක විකුණනවා මට 120 ලාභයක් තියෙනවා. But government securities you have to do this calculation. You have been given only the percentage, but you should arrive at a pricing. This is healthcare. එක 100 unit එකක price එක මේ එන්නේ only one unit price. 100 unit එක 97යි 96යි. 100 unit එක 96යි 85යි. ඒ වගේ. We always go by the 100. එක unit එක value එක. 96යි 85ට ගත්ත එක 97යි 85ට. So I'm selling. Am I selling? Yes, I am selling. So every time I have to do this calculation. If I want to see whether I am making profit or not, but it's not happening. This is how it happens. Now, right? 100ට 6යි 50දී. සර්ජ් වෙන 6යි 50. right? ඒ 6යි 50 දාලා 182කට හදුවාම we got this answer. 96යි 85. දැන් 105 දාලා හදුවාම දැන් එන්නේ 97යි 96. Now see this is yield. This is price. Yield and the price. We just discussed there is a relationship. See, the negative relationship is justified. Now see, when the yield has come down, what has happened to the price? 6යි 50 ඉඳලා 5ට අඩු වෙනකොට price එක 96 ඉඳලා 97ට වැඩි වෙනවා. This came down. What has happened to the price? Price has gone up. 6යි 50දී 96යි. 5ේදී 97යි. When the yield comes down, price goes up. Good. This is the relationship is very, very important. එහෙනම් මොකද මම කරන්න ඕනේ? So then මේ මම මේ particular instrument එක 650ට ගත්තේ කාගෙන් අහනවා මේ instrument එක යන්නේ කීයද කියලා. එයා කියන 5යි කියලා. Then you know what? Then you know whether this instrument I am selling at a profit or not without calculating this. Now see, without calculating this, just by looking at the rate yield, you can decide whether this particular instrument is profitable or not by selling. Government securities උත් මෙහෙමමයි. මේ treasury bonds උත් මෙහෙමමයි. But there is slightly different calculation. But treasury bond, treasury bill, now see, understand the relationship. This is very, very important relationship. Right? So this is how you decide. මට ඇවිල්ලා කියනවා මම මේ ගත්තේ බොන්ඩ් එක 650 ඉස්සලා ගත්තේ. ඉතින් 650 දීපේ 182 තියෙනවා. Remember that's why we got this answer. Now 5ට අඩු වෙනකොට එනවා. ඒතකොට දැන් the other way around. ඒ කියන්නේ මේක 5 එක 650 ගියාම තේම price එක අඩු වෙනවා. So දැන් මේ බොන්ඩ් එක මම කියනවා දැන් මම මේ බොන්ඩ් එක ගත්තා කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. 30 වෙනිදා මම ගත්තා 105ට. මම ගත්තා ඔයාගේ. දැන් මගේ ළඟ මේ බොන්ඩ් එකේ තියෙන මම කියන 90 මම මේ ප්‍රයිස් එක තමයි අරන් තියෙන්නේ 5%කට මගේ percentage එක එන investment එක 94 මම අරන් තියෙන්නේ. I want to sell now. මටත් මේ විකුණන්න ඕනේ. මට තව තියාගෙන ඉන්න බෑ ඉතුරු කාලේ සීමාව තුල. මට සල්ලි හදේසියක් තියෙනවා. Now I'm checking the market. So මේ කතාව දැන් ගිහිල්ලා. අය මේක ඉවරනේ මේ සිද්ධිය ඉවරයි. දැන් මගේ ළඟ මේ බොන්ඩ් එක තියෙනවා. බිල් එක තියෙනවා. Now you checking the market. Broker ने क्या लगा सब ये बॉन्ड का मैं बिल लगा आने में मिताड़ मैच्योर नहीं कर 2020 12 विचार मैच्योर ने 6 मंथ इशू करो बिल लगा नहीं सर हाँ विचार आपने इशू करे दैन ना होगा तो पड़ी में आप क्यों आप इधर में बॉन्ड में हम तामाश है तेंगे ना मम्मी बॉन्ड का ये बिल लगा අගෝස්තු විතර අහනවා මට සල්ලි 400ක් කියලා විකුණන්න. තව විතර මාස දෙන්නේ අගෝස්තු සැප්තැම්බර් ඔක්තෝබර් මාස 4ක් තියෙනවා. ආසෝය බොන්ඩ් එක නම් යන්නේ දැන් නම් 100ට මේ 100 ඕක මේ 108කට වගේ තමයි යන්නේ දැන්. So then I'll have to again do the calculation for me to say. Now you know you don't know to do calculation. Why? You have learned this. පහට ගත්තේ 94 නම් can I sell at 8? You want to make profit. You want to make profit. So we have learned relationship between yield and the price. It is negative. Yield එක වැඩි වෙන්න price එක අඩු වෙනවා. Yield එක අඩු වෙන්න price එක වැඩි වෙනවා. Now what has happened to the yield? Yield has gone up. Now you have to sell it at 8%. What percent you sell? It after the we can't understand. But tell me the price. Hari. පහේදී ගත්තම 94 නම්. Then sit at නම්. Yield එක වැඩි වෙන price එක අඩු වෙනවා. This price should be more than 97, no? Less than 97. I don't get the feedback from you all, right? You are not in a particular physical class. But understand well this. Yield එක වැඩි වෙනකොට අපි දන්නවා yield එකයි price එකයි has a negative relationship. So when the yield has gone up, price should less than 97 rupees. So this is LKR, right? Price LKR. It should be more than or less than. It should be less than. How much but if you want to see the particular actual prices, then you have to do this calculation. I want to make a විකුණුවන නැද්ද කියලා හිතන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා මම pricing එක don't worry. ඉස්සෙල්ලා මම කියන්නේ මේක විකුණුවන නැද්ද කියලා හොයන්න. Yield has gone up, then the price should come down below 97. මේක වෙන්න ඕනේ 97 වලට වඩා අඩු වෙන්න ඕනේ. Do you sell? 94 ගත්තා 94ට අඩු විකුණනවද? No, you don't. So that's how you decide. That's how you decide. It's a very important relationship. Price and the yield. A negative relationship you have. You have a negative relationship. Price and the yield. Only this is relevant to the government instrument. Only relevant to the government instrument and debentures also. Anitya right? Anitya only relevant to the government instrument, government securities, government treasury bond and private debenture also. Any question you have? Question, I think you can speak. Your mics have muted. You can speak if you have any questions. Right. Did you understand this? So this is very important, right? Treasury bill, treasury bond. This is we call it a purchase yield. This is the price you have purchased this. This is the price you have purchased. This is the purchase yield. This is the yield you have purchased this. Price yield. So then when the present market yield is more than the purchase yield, may question may answer may example present market value then market value we have to sell it. Present market value is more than the purchase yield. Then you are losing. Are you gaining or losing? You are losing if you sell. Government instrument got to price purchase yield value for a week code yield week code, you are losing. You can sell, but at a loss only. So how do you find out the quantum of loss? You can put 8% into this formula, and only the rate will change and number of days, remaining number of days will change. That is the only difference. That is the only change. 100, 1, 364 is similar. There won't be changes for those, right? So very important. Any question you have? I can see 5 people are there, right? Uh, do you have any question? This is how we calculate the treasury bill pricing. And we have learned, but always you have to keep in mind. Now, remember, examiner not tested this, right? Calculation of treasury bill not tested, but calculation of the pricing calculation of treasury bond, yes, several times tested. It's a cumbersome one, but this is not tested. And also, this relationship has not been tested so far. So there is a chance of testing. So you have to keep in mind very well, and don't forget about this. Don't forget, and so hypothetically think. You don't do the calculation to arrive at the pricing. If the examiner asks you, this is what I have made the investment. This is the rate. So the present market value, present market rate is this. So is it worthwhile for me to sell? You can tell them. You can tell. Yes, you can sell, but at a loss. Now, in the first question in your exam, there are 10 multiple choice questions, right? There are 8 or 7 questions with 4 answers, multiple answers. But the last 3 questions in the first question itself, you have to write short answers, right? Last 2-3 questions, you have to write, even that is the multiple choice question coming under multiple choice question. Whatever, you have to write the short answers, 1 sentence answer. So उत्तर හතරක් විතර තියෙන්නේ අන්තිම questions දෙක. Right? So then there is a, but this is a very easy subject for you to pass. I must tell you, the percentage of passing percentage has quite significant. Very, but you are learning. Moreover, you are learning the real things when you are working in the financial sector. Sectors, you are working in the financial sector. So this is the real thing you are learning. These are not theory. These are the live, really happening things. These are happening. Treasury bill calculate කරන්න මේ විදිහට තමයි. Treasury bill විකුණුවද නැද්ද කියලා ඔයා හිතන්නේ මේ විදිහට තමයි. There is no theory. Right? If you go in your bank purchase yield rate වඩා මේක මම දැන් market rate එක වැඩි නම් මම මේ විකුණුවේ ලාභය නේද කියලා. Yes, obviously. ඔයාටත් ඒක common, මෙයාටත් common. Everybody is the answer is the common. So there is no any unusual or the what do you call this theory thing. So that's why I told you there is no particular book for you to study. The books only gives you the theory part, which I am giving the same. So the only thing what you have to concentrate, what we are learning here, what we are teaching here only. But I told you, now you can see the papers Tuesday. So there is a new instrument is issuing by State Bank. It will be published, I think, tomorrow papers as well. So I'm requesting, that's why in the first lecture I have requested you to read the daily FT. So there is an article available on 30th anyway, but Please go through that the newly introduced instrument. The first time, the 81 instrument. It's a kind of debenture. Additional tier one instrument. What does it mean? We have several times taught this instrument to the students. I think last 2 3 sessions I have discussed this instrument with the student, but examiner has not tested. He has not tested. But I think there is a there's a higher possibility of testing for your exam. Why the banks have taken decision to issue now. This is also you should know what is this instrument. This is a debenture instrument. It's a debenture. So debenture is anyway we know. Debenture is not a new thing for us. Now debenture එකක් ගත්තාම if it is listed, so why your bank issue debentures? Why? I bank को debenture issue करना? Bank को अगम? Why your bank issue debentures? එකක් තමයි. සල්ලි ඕනේ හින්දා. මිනිස්සු ඇවිල්ලා සල්ලි දෙනවනේ බැංකුවට. කොහොමද? By depositing. But if you feel that your deposit money is not enough for a particular project or particular liquidity position, then you can decide to issue debenture. There are several motives for you to issue debenture. One thing is the maturity mismatch and all. So we will be learning later. I'll give you a note on this. The maturity mismatch here again. Then your bank's housing loan was a tenor. So more than 10 years. But do you have a 10-year deposit? You don't. The total there is a maturity mismatch. අවුරුදු 5ක deposit එකක් අරගෙන you are lending at අවුරුදු 10 15 you are lending. So there is a mismatch. To avoid this mismatch, some banks are issuing this debenture as well. So sometimes they need to have a liquidity. That is things. But I also request. I couldn't make a request from you all. Sometimes some discussion points are not available in your tube. Right? So I should make a request from you. If you feel that the discussion when you are going on, the discussion during this 2.5 hours, if you feel there's something important for you, I request you to write down and have a note on this. And when you were in the class, of course, you will be getting this printed format, this printed tube. Then you can write it down on the printed printed material itself. But I think you can take a photocopy and write down the important points which we discuss. Sometimes these points may not. Sometimes it actually is not included in your tube. So then the things we discussed on the economy and the relationship, policy reduction and exchange, it's not available in YouTube. Those are discussion points only. Policy rates aduna rataka kohomada exchange ekata balapanne kiyala not available in YouTube. But examiner can test you. Can be tested. So then I'm requesting you to write it down on the piece of paper, but keep that paper until you go to the exam. Right? Then you can write it down and have a note with you. So, very important. Right? So the instrument also very important, going to be issued during next week. Most probably they will be issuing Tuesday. So now debenture, it's a kind of debenture. Why the speciality of this kind of debenture? Now this debenture is going to be issued by the State Bank. So then why the debenture? Now private banks are allowed to issue debentures. State banks also are allowed to issue debentures. Some state bank recently they got the approval, but generally banks are issued. So the debentures can be private placement or listed. That's what it is. Shares, you have private placement, you have CSC to buy listed. Now, debenture is also the similar. You can have a private placement. Privately, one khata kala debenture issue karo. That is legal. That is possible. So otherwise, I'm asking everybody, Sri Lankan community to participate. That is IPO. IPO was the initial public offering, inviting general public to participate. මම ආරාධනා කරනවා ඔක්කොම මිනිසුන්ට එන්න කියලා. otherwise මම ගත්ත එක විතරක් කතා කරලා උඩ ආය මම ඩිබෙන්චර් ඉෂුව කරනවා. ඔයා කැමතිද දාන්න. I'm privately talk to you. Less cost. Debenture මම ඉෂුව කරනකොට for the public I have to print what the document. There's a question on you in the exam. The prospector will be learning later. The prospector you have to print it. Or otherwise CD form. Prospector is what will giving all the information will be coming later in detail. Now this is instrument issued by the state bank. So what is the difference between issuing debenture state bank and the private bank? Now private banks are issuing listed debentures. Can be listed there, right? Can be listed. Now private banks are allowed to issue now 2018 under this Basel III requirement. Until we had this Basel III requirement, we issued the debenture, we call it subordinated debenture. Subordinated debenture කියලා කියන්නේ share subordinated debenture කියලා කියන්නේ share capital එකට ඉස්සලා තමයි ඒක pay කරන්නේ මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් වුණා. දැන් උදාහරණයක් විදිහට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මොකක් හරි කම්පැනියක් බැංකුවක් bankrupt වුණාම ඉස්සල්ලාම third party liabilities ගෙවනවා. Third party liabilities ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. Now debenture is a liability. Now your bank issue a debenture is a liability or asset for you. It's a liability. You have to pay back. එහෙනම් ඔයා ඉස්සල්ලා එක ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. Namuth, when you issue a subordinated debenture, you don't pay like that. Priority is coming later. මොන හරි liquidate කරනවා නම් කම්පැනියක් අන්තිමට හම්බෙන්නේ කාටද? අයිතිකාරයට. අයිතිකාරයට හම්බෙන්නේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා තමයි මේ subordinated debenture එක කෙනාට හම්බෙන්නේ. More like capital, not capital but more like. අර ඔක්කොම ගෙවලා ඉවරලා ඉතුරුනොත් විතරයි මෙයාට හම්බෙන්නේ. Then only you are allowed to take this subordinated debenture as a capital. ඒක තමයි central bank එක කියලා තිබ්බේ. හරි. එහෙනම් ඔයා issue කරනවා නම් debenture එකක් subordinated debenture එකක් නම් ඔයා capital එකට ගන්න. ඒක it is more like capital. Capital කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? අයිතිකාරය දාන එක. But debenture is not a capital, right? අයිතිකාරය නෙමෙයි දාන්නේ. So then it's a liability. But it's more like capital. Why? How does it more like subordinated debenture? The feature is there. If the subordinated feature is there, then it's more like capital. Then central bank is allowed. Central bank allows the bank to take as capital. ඒක අවද වෙනකන් Basel III requirement එක එනකම්. හැබැයි Basel III requirement එක ආවට පස්සේ you can issue subordinated debenture, but you are not allowed to take this debenture portion into capital. Basel III එක ආවට පස්සේ you can't take this debenture into capital. Subordinated debenture you can't take into capital. Then මොනවද ආවේ නම් debenture එක? Then banks are asked to issue convertible debenture. අලුත් වචනයක් ආවා. Basel III නේ දැන් අපි ඉන්නේ. Basel III capital adequacy එකේ then the new term came convertible debenture. Convertible debenture is what? You issue a debenture after a particular period. Option is given to convert this particular debenture into shares. Now see the difference between debenture and the shares. Debenture holder means who is a liable third party. Responsibility එකක් නෑ බැංකුව ගැන. මට මම debenture එක invest කරා නම් if I am the investor මට මේ හරියට වෙලාවට I need the coupon payment. සහ මට මේක maturity එකද I need money back. I am not worrying about your company affairs as long as I am getting the coupon. But think about the shareholder. Shareholder is what? Shareholder is the person who looks after this particular company. Shareholder, they have the more ownership than the debenture holder. Shareholder, it's a more thing. There's a more company on the run, but debenture holder does not have. But this convertible debenture is what? Now, debenture issue for 5 years. We say after 2 years time or 3 years, depends. Investor is given the option. Person who invest. මම දැන් ඔයාගේ බැංකුවේ සල්ලි දානවා නම් මට දෙනවා බැංකුව ඔප්ෂන් එකක්. ඔයා කැමති නම් මේ අවුරුදු පහම you can continue with this debenture. So when you continue with this debenture, you get what? Coupon interest. You are a third person. You are not a owner. But after 2 years time, I have the option. Where you can continue with this debenture, but you have been given the option to convert this debenture into capital. Then I become a shareholder if I exercise this option as an investor. Who has the option? Investor only. Bank is the investor? No, bank is the borrower. So, mama invest karana hoya bank debenture ke I have the convertible debenture na. I have the option to convert. Mama make a shares walta convert karapam. So what's the difference? I become a shareholder. Mama make අයිතිකාරයෙක් වෙනවා. So I'm no longer getting what? Coupon interest. I'm getting what then? You become a shareholder, you get dividend. Now see the difference. If you agree to exercise this option, convertible option, convertible from debenture to shares. Now debenture and the shares are similar in terms of funding. Shares for the I have a liability to pay, right? Now this is the balance sheet. This is the share ownership, share capital. This is accumulated profit. This is the liability. Now your debenture comes here. Convertible debenture comes here. Now what? If you convert this convertible debenture here, here you get coupon payment, interest. You are not the owner. If you exercise this particular option, you become a shareholder. Then you get dividend from this particular onward. Then you have more responsibility than here, being here. Here only just mere debenture holder, third party liability. Now you exercise this option, convertible. Now you become a shareholder. You get dividend instead of coupon, right? Now private banks can issue, hey? They have share capital. But can the government bank issue? Who is the shareholder of government bank? Only the government. Ek shareholder recognize. හැබැයි මෙහෙම ඉන්ස්ට්‍රුමන්ට් එකක් ඉෂුව කරලා ඉවරලා අපි කියමු 5 දෙනෙක් දැම්මා ඩිබෙන්චර් එකේ එක්සැම්පල් 5 දෙනාම ඉල්ලනවා ෂෙයා හෝල්ඩර් විදියට මේකේ එන්න. Can the government banks accommodate that option? No, you can't. Right? මේකේ එකම ෂෙයා හෝල්ඩර් කවුද? Government only. So then government banks are not allowed. They can't issue convertible debentures. But private banks, or to raise the capital, yes. Many banks issue, almost all the banks in Sri Lanka except government bank issue convertible debentures. Why? They need to strengthen their capital. Now you as bankers, you know, when you give loans, you have to have the capital. Right? Loan එකක් දෙනකොට ඒක risk weight එකක් තියෙනවා. High risk weight එකක් තියෙනවා up to 100% risk වෙන්න පුළුවන් 20% risk වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Under Basel III, under capital adequacy ratio, risk weight you have to risk weight asset or asset එක risk weight කරන්න ඕනේ. So depending on the risk, now if you take a deposit, you take a loan against FD, that is zero risk. Now how do you calculate the capital adequacy ratio? This is equity. Equity is what? Share capital plus reserve. And you put here the asset. මේ ratio එක දැන් ඉස්සලා තිබ්බ 14 මේ corona හින්දා central bank has reduced to 13%. You have to maintain. If you have a ratio like this, loans comes where? Loans come here. Asset එකක් loan bank එකේ. formula එක අපි කියමු equity එක 100යි. asset එක 120යි. මේක 100 වලින් වැඩි කරපුවම percentage එකක් එනවා. මේ asset හැම එකම your balance sheet asset, every asset has to weigh. අපි කියමු මෙතන FD මේ FD against loan එකක් තියෙනවා 5ක. මෙතන තියෙනවා property loan එකක් තියෙනවා 10ක. ඔය දෙක විතරයි තියෙන්නේ කියලා හිතමුකෝ. ඔව් මෙතන cash තියෙනවා අතේ 20ක්. එතකොට මොකද කියන්නේ මේ තුන මෙහෙම මේ 35 කියලා you can't take it. දැන් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මේ formula එකේ 13 වලට වැඩි වෙන්න එපා capital adequacy ratio එක. එක්ක මේක වැඩි වෙන්න ඕනේ බැංකුවේ මේ 13 වලට වඩා වැඩි වෙනවා. සාමාන්‍ය ෆෝමියුලා එක උඩ කෑල්ල ලොකු වුණාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? රේෂියෝ එක හොඳ වෙනවා. රේෂියෝ එක හොඳ වෙනවා. එක්ක අයිතිකාරය දාන්න ඕනේ සල්ලි. නැත්තම් ඔයා ප්‍රොෆිට් එක මේන්ටේන් කරන්න ඕනේ. ප්‍රොෆිට් ගොඩක් හොයන්න. ඒතකොට then you have මේක constant වෙලා උඩ එක if you have a bigger amount bigger thing මේ මොකද කියන්නේ numerator හරි I don't know. This one when you become this one larger then the ratio is better. Numerator, numerator and denominator. So then either you have to increase this. How do you increase this? Either you put more capital, either you should earn more profit. You can't avoid giving loan. Loans තේරෙන්නේ මොකද වෙන්නේ asset. මේක වැඩි වෙන්න මොකද වෙන්නේ මේක මෙහෙම තියෙද්දි මේක යටක ලොකුනොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? This ratio becomes low. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි ඔක්කොම දෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ මේවල් loans. මේ FD against loan දෙන ඒවාට මේක පහම ගන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි ඔයා දෙන risky loans නම් අපි කියමු ඔයාද TOD නම් එහෙම ඔයාට 120ක් වගේ තමයි ගන්න. එතකොට ඔයා මේ ගානට වඩා වැඩිපුර ප්‍රමාණයක් මෙතන ගන්නවා. එහෙම asset එක ඇත්ත asset එකට වඩා වැඩිපුර ප්‍රමාණයක් you take it. You weight it. You risk weight. Then you consider more asset. තීරයකට වඩා වැඩිපුර ප්‍රමාණයක් ඔයා asset තියාගන්න ඕනේ. මම හිතනවා මේක risky නම් මේ 10 කියන loan එක risky නම් ඒක risk weight එක 20 නම් මම you should keep more than තව අපි කිය මේ මෙතන 100යි කියලා හිතලා yes 100 මේක risky asset එක. risky කියන්නේ loan එක දීලා තියෙනවා මොන හරි against මොන හරි මේ property against දීලා තියෙනවා. property against දීලා තියෙනවා you have to take this 100 නේ මෙතන ගන්න ඕනේ asset එකක් විදිහට you should take 150. what happened? asset කැල් ලොකු වෙනවා. මේක ලොකු වෙන මොකද වෙන්නේ ratio එක. so then what happened? that is how you calculate the capital adequacy ratio. Right? balance sheet එකේ තියෙන asset ඒ විදිහටම ගන්න බෑ you have to make a risk weight. ඒ කියන්නේ තියෙන එකට වඩා වැඩිපුර ප්‍රමාණයක් තමයි ගන්න ඕනේ. සමහර risky asset වල සමහර risky loan වලට. එතකොට මේක maintain කරන්න you should have what? capital. then private bank මොකද කරේ? convertible debenture issue කළා මෙතන they have added. then ratio is good. But the government banks also giving loans, but they don't anything coming here. The problem they can't grow. Right? They can't grow. NPA අනොත් මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේකේ road වෙනවා. It is not an asset. NPA you can't take it. Right? There is a repercussion of being in NPA. So then you have to allocate more capital. So this is the instrument the government banks are going to issue additional tier 1 capital. It comes here. But this clause is not there. Convertible debenture pass is not there. Ekata samana similar mechanism is there. So I'm requesting you to read papers tomorrow, day after, and so the Tuesday is the day. Most probably Wednesday they will publish articles in papers. So keep this article with you. It explains everything and write down mechanism and everything is there. So once we have the document with you, we'll discuss. If I want, I can distribute. I can ask them to distribute among you. So then once we receive the article, we will discuss. And this is very similar to convertible debenture, which is issued by the private banks, but government banks are not allowed to issue. Why? They don't have capital. They don't have shareholders. They don't have equity capital. Only one shareholder is the government. Now, instead of that, for them to grow, there is additional tier one instrument. So they will be this is a perpetual instrument, right? Then make out the finish. But the instrument they are going to issue, there is no maturity. There is no maturity period. Indefinite. Perpetual. Now see the words. So we will be discussing all these terms once we receive these articles in our hand. Right? We'll be discussing and I'll show it to the when you discuss the debenture, there is some mechanism, price mechanism also. Some are variable, some are fixed. Why people are investing in variable instrument? You are a variable instrument unknown. You are fixed all these decisions. Now, for example, your bank is issuing a debenture. एक ऑप्शन है आती ना फिक्स सब ऑप्शन है आती ना एक वेरिएबल वेरिएबल के लिए सामान्य ट्रेजरेबल रेट प्लस रेट තමයි තියෙන්නේ so then I have 10 million මට මේක ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න ඕන ඔයාගේ බැංකුවේ ඩිබෙන්චර් so I have a problem should I invest in fixed rate should I invest in variable same question examiner tested several times so these are the problems these are the questions examiner is testing you to check your knowledge. Why check your knowledge? Now you are managing whose money? Somebody else's money. Because somebody else's money, if you are managing, you should have a proper understanding. මම මේක fixed rate එකකට දානවද මේ සල්ලි මේ මිනිස්සයාගේ variable rate එකකට දානවද? So how do you take the decision? මොකක් බේස් කරලාද මම මේ decision එක ගන්න? මේක fix කරනවද variable දානවද? So I am in dilemma. So you are there, once you complete this course, you will be understanding based on what only I should take the decision. This is important for you all. Now, මගේ ගෙදර කෙනෙක් හරි අහන්න පුළුවන් මේකේ පුතේ මේක දුව මේ දෙකක් තියෙනවා variable fix වෙයි මම මොකේද දාන්න ඕනේ කියලා. අහනවනේ. සමහර බැංකුව වලට ඇවිල්ලා මිනිස්සු අහනවා. අහනවා අර මම එදා කිව්වා වගේ they are asking madam is it okay to put it for 3 months is it okay to put it for 1 year which one is suitable for me customers are coming and asking you so how do you decide how do you give recommendation to go for 3 months how do you give the recommendation to go for 1 year at least huh? How do you decide how do you give your answer how do you advise to put it for 3 months or put it for 1 year. It depends on the future interest rate. Israel interest rate, what will happen? How do you get to know now? You can. How? There's a particular curve called yield curve. So every day you can have the yield curve. If the yield curve is there are 4 types of yield curve. If the yield curve is going like this, what does it mean? This is percentage yield, this is time. ඉස්සරහදී මේ rate එක උඩ යනවා. That's what it means. ඉස්සරහදී rate එක උඩ යනවනේ should I block my money long term or short term? Yeah. ඉස්සරහදී rate එක උඩට යනවා. Now presently we have like this. This is a declining yield curve. Declining yield curve. So if the interest rate tendency is to go up in future, so you should advise people, you should advise your depositors to block your money long term. That is good for your bank. But think from the investor side, think from the depositor side. You should block your money short term. Hey,
3 months දැම්මම බිල 3 months දැම්මම FD එක ඊට පස්සේ 3 months වලින් rate එක මොකද වෙන්නේ? There is a tendency to go up. Then you can have a more rate, higher rate than you had. So then that is the call you have to take. Now here also you are actually managing somebody else's money, and you are giving advices to your bank people, right? So then you have responsibility to decide based on this, based on the current environment, information environment, your money should be blocked long term of short. Then මේ කාලේ මොකද වෙන්නේ මේ වගේ declining trend එකක් තියෙනවා. Now you should not ask people to go for more than the more term deposits. Why? දැන් ඉස්සරහට interest rate අඩු වෙනවනේ. එතකොට can you ask people to go and invest 5 years? So generally it should happen, right? ඉස්සරහට අඩු වෙනවා ඉතින් මේක long term book කරලා තියෙන එක හොඳනේ. That's what we learn now. But 5 years? Now you are now at the lowest regime of interest. අඩුම interest rate තියෙන කාලේ වැඩිම ප්‍රමාණයක් book කරලා ඉස්සරහදී අඩු වෙනවා තමයි. වැඩිම ප්‍රමාණයක් book කරලා තියෙන එක is it wise decision? No. Don't go too much far. Don't go too much. But you can have a medium to short to medium, maximum 1 year to take a risk. මේක අවුරුදු 5ක ඉස්සරහට රේට්ස් අඩු වෙනවා කිව්වා හින්දා මේක declining තියෙන අවුරුදු 5ක බුක් කරනවා කියන එක it's not a wise decision. Why? We are the lowest regime of interest. So then you take at least you check you go for 1 year and check. But 3 months දැම්ම මොකද වෙන්නේ? Again you are suffering a reinvestment risk. You are exposed to reinvestment risk. Why? After 3 months time sometimes there may be another rate cut. So again you will be having a lesser deposit rate. Your money will have to be invested at a lower interest rate in the future, like that. So there is a repercussions there. So then this is how we calculate the treasury bill. This is common to everything: 1 year, 3 months, 6 months. This is how you calculate. It's a straightforward calculation. We will be, and also keep in mind the relationship. It's a very important relationship we have learned today, right? The price and the yield relationship also important. And again, I'm requesting you to take this paper article, which is going to be published in Wednesday papers, Daily FT. So the 81 instrument, tier 1 instrument, and we will be having that instrument is available on the CSE website. Right, the CSE website also instrument is available, and there was some paper articles also last week. You can collect that article, you keep in your hand, so then we can discuss it. So you go to CSE website, and there is a private placement, the 81 and additional tier 1 instrument, and go and see the features of the perpetual instrument. Once you receive this, we will discuss later, right? You can see the individuals are restricted. Individual minimum amount of investment 50 million, but the institutions 1 million. I individual I restrict කරලා තියෙන්නේ මේකදී invest කරන්න. So generally you should encourage individuals to invest. But in this particular instrument, individuals are restricted. For individual, the minimum is 50 million. Institutions 1 million. Why? This is the instrument perpetual. There is no maturity. අද ගත්තොත් මේකේ end එකක් නැහැ. There is no, you can't have your money back, only the interest. But there are some exemption, convertible, callable option is there, so we'll be learning later the optional. It's very important, right? I'm 100% sure this time examiner will test this particular instrument, right? So then, so this is how you do this. We will be next week. We will be moving on to the calculation of treasury bond. Till in the calculation. Cumbersome little calculation, but end of the day the dealers or the treasury people are not using this method what we are going to do on this treasury bond calculation. They are using a calculator. There is a particular calculator, bond calculator. They put all information to this calculator and suddenly get the answer. So they don't do this cash flow basis. There's a cumbersome mechanism, but exam has tested several times. So then we have to learn this. We will discuss from next week. We will discuss that particular pricing mechanism next week. Any question you have before we wind up? What we can do is I can give my contact details for you to hold. So any doubts here? So if there are any problems, please hold it out, right? But I'm not recommending you to study it now, but just uh, uh, take idea what we are learning, what we are discussing here. So exam longer for the now don't take too much burden. Sometimes something new to you. Right? Don't worry, you can pass this exam. Right? I know the difficulty you are facing now. I can see some people are joining, some people are disconnected also. Uh, uh, I know that is difficult for you. For me also, it's difficult without having the feedback from you all. I can't see your faces. Then by looking at your faces, I can understand whether you have understood or not. But only thing in this particular case, we can't do that. Very sorry about it, but that's why I decided to give you my contact details. And so, any doubts, please contact us and get it clear. It's easy for all. Yeah. So then, do you have any inquiry? Any clarification? If you don't have any question, we will wind up. Do you have any question to raise? You should uh, unmute and ask questions. I like you asking questions.
Sir, sir, can you
Yes.
look at the chat and chat, please?
Can you?
Can you look at the chat, please?
Can you look at the what?
Chat. I asked the question.
Oh,
The,
I couldn't hear you.
sir, I asked a question in the chat, sir.
It's a chat. I'm sorry. Can you actually do you ask the question? Then everybody can hear. Is it okay for you to ask the question?
Did the central bank revise the minimum capital requirements for banks?
1 second. Repeat it, please.
Did the central bank revise the minimum capital requirements for commercial banks following
Yeah,
the situation?
yeah. So generally we had Basa and Basa. His question, everybody can hear, right? His question is whether central bank has revised the capital adequacy ratio. Yes. Now under Basel III requirement, there are two things: tier 1 and tier 2 capital. But we had 10% and 14%. Tier 1, 10% you should maintain, and tier 2, 14%. Now, due to this corona pandemic, the central bank has reduced capital adequacy ratio by 100 basis point. 100 basis point means 1%. So that's why I have written here 13. 13% is the present capital adequacy ratio under Basel III. Every commercial bank has to maintain. Yes, you are correct. It has reduced. Now it is at 13%. Any question? Because I wanted to bend it because speaker was down. That's why I couldn't hear. Any question? Did you understand? Yeah, I answered your question, right?
Yes.
Any question? Right. Since you don't have any questions, we will wind up this class. So we will be meeting next week, right? Thank you very much for the student for the participation.
Thank you very much.